Your childhood chaos, it may have made your brain hypersensitive to rewards. I'm going to be presenting to you data that I published myself in Developmental Cognitive Neuroscience, where we looked at the relationship between childhood adversity and the reward system of the brain. So we did this in several ways. First, we brought kids into the lab and we asked about their stressors. So please note, these are not traumatic experiences. We asked about things that happen to everybody, like changing schools, moving around a lot, death of a family pet, low SES. So these are moderate stressors that, as I mentioned, happen to everybody, just some kids experience more of them while others experience less. And we found a few very interesting things. First, we found that the kids who had experienced more of these moderate adversities, they made more impulsive decisions. And so we figured this out by giving them a bunch of choices. So we asked them things like, would you rather have $5 now or $20 in 7 days? Would you rather have $7 now or $20 in 30 days? And so we kept giving them a choice between a small immediate reward versus a larger delayed reward. And we found that the kids who had experienced a greater number of childhood adversities, they had a preference for the small immediate reward. So they made more impulsive choices. Moreover, we found that they actually learned faster from rewards than losses. So we put them inside the MRI scanner and had them play a reward learning game. And we saw that their learning to the task was faster when we gave them rewards, when we gave them points, relative to when they lost points. And finally, we found that their brain's dopamine region, the ventral striatum, was hyperactive to winning 10 points. So there was a greater response in children who had experienced more adversity to rewards. All this together suggests that moderate adversities seem to be making the dopamine system hypersensitive. So when I showed these results to the public, many people asked me, well, is this a good thing or a bad thing? It kind of sounds good that they learn faster from rewards. And absolutely, my answer is that whether it's good or bad depends on the reward. So if you think about it, if the reward is something like getting good grades, social bonding, having a good peer network, then of course being sensitive to rewards is beneficial to the individual. However, if the reward is high fat, high sugar foods, video gaming, or substance use or substances, then perhaps it can have adverse consequences for the individual. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Are you surprised that moderate adversities seem to make the reward system more sensitive, and in a way might shape the brain to become more hypersensitive to winning points or to getting rewards or to seeking substances? What do you think about these findings? Let me know in the comments.